Welcome, everybody. How are you doing? How's your full moon? I'm feeling just so peaceful right now. I think it's the music that I chose for today. I've been sitting here in meditation just for like 10 minutes before starting, and I feel great. Until I notice the scraggly leaf back here. Full moon release. Hello, Bonnie. Feel free to say hello, guys. Let us know who you are, where you're joining from. Let us know if it's your first time here. And while you guys are throwing your chats in the box, I'll let you know that my name is Jacqui Mancuso. I'm joining you from Northern Illinois. I have been defining myself as your favorite spiritual problem solver. It's a work in progress. I do a lot of stuff, but here today we are going to talk about the astrology. We had a full moon that happened overnight last night. So I'm in the central time zone. It happened a little bit after 11:30 for us. So my brain just farted. I was trying to do a time conversion for you guys like 8 hours ago, wherever you are. So we're going to talk about the full moon and everything that's going on in the skies. And then wisdom just pours out of my face. And it's always like the perfect thing that everyone needs to hear all the time. It's all channeled. It's all wonderful and beautiful. And then we'll pull some oracle cards to see what our highest guides would like us to know. Alexandra says good morning. Good morning, Kirby. Hello, Carrie. So happy I get to join today. Lovely, lovely. Yeah, life has been crazy. And okay, I always have to ask, and I don't know if it's just me because I came back from my retreat and this is my first week back in real life, but like, I woke up this morning and it feels like it should be Tuesday. Like, how is it already Thursday? Is anyone else's week just completely like gone? Gone. Jeannie. Oh, hi, Jeannie from San Francisco. I love it. That's 3 in a row of Embody Astrology members. Kirby, Carrie, Jeannie. You guys are all with me on Patreon. I love it. Stacy, I had wild, vibrant dreams last night. I woke up and said, thanks, full moon. Love it, love it. Hello, Lynn. Nice to see you. Kathy, good afternoon from the UK. First time joining today. Awesome. Welcome to the tribe. Jeannie, was that the same with the week that flew by? Hi, Jackie, good morning. Carrie said yes, the week flew by. Interesting. We haven't had a whole lot going on. I was going to say we haven't had a whole lot going on in the skies, meaning like day by day, but we've just had two large ingresses, which is all brand new. Saturn moving into Pisces about a month ago. That's a shift that happens every 2.5 years. He changes signs, so like that's a whole new start of an era. And then Pluto moving into Aquarius, that happens. He changes signs about every 20 years, 15 to 20, depending on the orbits. So yeah, Alexandra says everything feels chaotic for me, super emotional, and things need to chill out for me. Let's see what resonates with you as we talk about the astrology today. Katie says time feels like it's silly putty. It gets smushed together, and other times it stretches out, and also my clocks have been wonky. I love it. As we progress through this age of Aquarius, as we ascend into 5D, like time has always been made up, and it's just becoming more and more obvious. Jeannie, my birthday was March 27th, right in the midst of all these crazy changes. Happy belated birthday. And Simon, first time joining from Australia. Thanks for being here. Thanks for bringing your energy. Time is relative, thank you. Yeah. Before we get started, I just wanted to share a couple new crystals I got because that's what I like to do, and it was the full moon, so I charged them last night, so now they're ready to be shown to the world. So there's just 3 of them. But I bought these. So after the retreat, some of us went to a nearby crystal shop, and it was like the most magical experience ever, for reasons that I can't put into words. You had to be there, kind of thing. But so Moonstone is one of my favorites, and if you guys follow me, you might tell what my favorite color is. I'm always wearing black, and I didn't know that black Moonstone existed until I was at this shop, so I'm trying to get the glare out of it. There are some sparklies in there. I don't know. Black Moonstone just resonated. So this is a newbie who's going to be hanging out with us today. I also have been on the hunt for Moldavite for about 3 to 4 months. It's come into my awareness. Moldavite is a stone of deep transformation, like extreme transformation. It kind of blew up on the internet, and the fad of Moldavite went out there, but Moldavite is a stone that will literally erase things from your life that no longer serve you. So it just wasn't working out. Like, I kept going to crystal shops, and like it just didn't resonate. And there was a day that I was in front of a group of people, and this one guy brought bags of crystals for everyone at this event. And there was one bag that caught my eye, and I picked it up, and whatever was inside didn't resonate with me. And then my friend told me that literally every single other bag that this guy had a piece of moldavite in it, and not the one that I picked up and didn't resonate. So whatever. So I was at this crystal shop after the retreat, and the guy pulled out 2 alternatives to moldavite. I don't remember what the first one was, but I went home with some Libyan desert glass. Makeup tutorial hand? Nope, I don't like that. I like this better. Libyan desert glass, which is also interesting because the idea of letting my troubles be polished by sand has been coming up over and over again. So this is like the exact same thing. So this is it's a similar thing to moldavite. So she's going to be hanging out with us today. Alexandra has a piece and loves black moonstone. Moldavite truly is intense, and I have a small raw piece that is naturally shaped like a heart. I love it. I love it. This one, on accident, I picked it out and then I took it home, and it's hard to tell the shape, but this looks like the moon. I see a crescent moon in this, and I do love the moon. Good morning, Lore. Welcome from Chicago. And then lastly, if you guys have been following me, you can't really see the picture, but that's my wolf. The wolf is like less than my spirit, or like my spirit. I am a wolf. I'll just put it that way. And labradorite is my favorite stone in general. It's all over my house. It's in my ears. I don't know if you guys can ever see that on Insight Timer, but my friend happened to see this labradorite wolf in the shop, and this was a birthday gift, an early birthday gift from her. So thank you, Vicky, for this labradorite wolf. But I just wanted to show you guys the energies of all the stones that are working with us. And like labradorite, you have to see it in person. This camera is not doing it justice, but there are some magical colors in this wolfman. So thanks for listening to my show and tell. Join us on Patreon, where we have a group call, so maybe we can do some show and tell face to face one day. But let's talk about the full moon. So Alexandra says, that's incredible. Wow, I have many large pieces of lab, and it's my crystal supplier's favorite too. It's a lot of people's favorites. It's just wonderful. Bonnie loves the wolf. Jean, hi from Massachusetts. My crystals are also sitting on my windowsill, absorbing the Libra moon vibes. I think this is my favorite full moon of the year because my moon is in Libra. This full moon happened 2 degrees away from my natal moon, and there were also like 5 other aspects going on, so this is a whole big one for me. But let's see what's resonating with the rest of us. Last night, the full moon happened at 16 degrees of Libra. That means that the moon was at 16 of Libra and the sun was at 16 of Aries. So anytime I start talking about astrology, if you want to pull up your natal chart and just look to see if you have any planets or points at these degrees. It can be helpful. If that's over your head, don't worry about it. I just like to throw that out there. This was the 7th of a series of 7 full moons that all occurred at 16 degrees of their sign. This in itself is not common for moons to be at the same degree over and over and over. And sorry, I just got distracted. I read a comment that came in. I lost my train of thought. So the fact that there were 7 at 16 degrees, which 16, if you add 1 and 6, you get 7. And we're in the year 2023, so if you add 2 plus 2 plus 3, you get 7. And the session was at 11 minutes and 11 seconds, as I said that last one. So yesterday's full moon, last night's full moon, to me is a 777. It's the 7th in a row at 16, 7 degrees in 2023, the year of the 7. So we've been having full moons at 16 degrees since October. This is the number 16 is the number of the Tower card in astrology. And once I heard that on Pam Gregory's video, it was just like, that makes so much sense. It's been a time of destruction. It's been a time of what you thought were solid foundations crashing around you. It's been a time of things being like the rug being pulled out from under your feet, and all of this is happening for you, not to you. This tower energy, this chaos energy is welcoming in new paradigms and new opportunities. So this to me feels like the final end of the crumble, but we'll talk a little bit more about that as we talk about Pluto moving forward. But one of my tarot decks has affirmations for each of the cards, and the Light Seers Tarot, the affirmation for the Tower card resonated with everything that's going on right now, and it's very short. And maybe I'll type it in the chat, or if someone can retype this. In chaos, I move toward the brightest light. In chaos, I move toward the brightest light. That just felt so right to me right now, with having all of these Tower moment full moons, with having Pluto just moving into Aquarius, starting a new era of destruction. Thank you, Allison. In chaos, I move toward the brightest light. So if that resonates with you, maybe write it on a post-it note and put it on your bathroom mirror or something. But we have all of these full moons that have been that 16-degree Tower moment paired. We finished this cycle as well, but we had 5 new moons at 1 degree of their sign. So it was like all of this chaos and destruction, but then every 2 weeks we'd get like a new beginning at the very beginning, and then chaos and destruction, and then a new beginning. So it just feels like that cycle's been going on for some time. So as all of this is gone, now how are you going to choose to rebuild your life? The Libra full moon plays with the Libra Aries polarity. So Aries is understanding the self, where the sun is, Aries self. Libra is understanding your role in a partnership, 2 people. So this full moon kind of is all about relationships and like your one-on-one situations. And just remember that we are literally half of all of our one-on-one relationships. So if there is some conflict, if there is some strife going on, it's really easy to point the finger and point out like, well, you say this to me and you act this way. But this is a full moon to also remember that like we play half of that part. I just put something on my Lakeside Living Facebook, my business Facebook, the other day about taking responsibility for yourself is one of the scariest things to do, because who wants to admit and confront that we've done something wrong? To me, that's always been exciting, but I know that not everybody gets down with self-hatred. I'm just kidding. Not self-hatred, but like admitting like, oh, I did that wrong, and moving through it without the shame and guilt. So that's what this full moon feels like to me, is saying like identifying the role that maybe like maybe my belief that his action is belittling me, but that could be a shadow inside of me from my childhood. This full moon plays onto all of that. So just kind of looking at your own role in your one-on-one relationships. And this doesn't mean necessarily only romantic partnerships. This can be any one-on-one friendships, any like business partnerships, any place where it's you and one other person, except family. This isn't really a family place. In yesterday's full moon, the sun was conjunct Chiron, and all of this happened near Jupiter. Not right exact, but close enough. So Chiron is the wounded healer. He's an asteroid, and he represents the wound that we bring into this lifetime that we didn't do anything in this lifetime to create, but this lifetime is for us to understand this wound. So right now, the wounded healer is in Aries. During the full moon, it was right next to the sun, so getting supercharged and lit up by the sun. And both of that was happening next to Jupiter, the biggest planet, the Santa Claus Kool-Aid Man energy, that expansion. So Jupiter, whatever is by Jupiter just blows it out of proportion. So this full moon may be exposing some of our big wounds that are ready for healing. If something is triggered in you within like this whole week, it's trying to tell you it's ready to be healed. It wants to be looked at and understood and heard in order to be able to process. Lots of words, but you guys know what I'm saying. So I felt this may be a time to drop our weapons. Sun in Aries, the warrior. This may be time to just drop the weapons, stop fighting this wound, and ask for forgiveness from your past self, from your future self, from your higher self. To me, this feels like a very working on yourself in order to solve relationship troubles. Another thing that came to mind was bringing justice back into balance, whatever that may mean for you. A couple more things about what's going on in the sky right now. The North Node is conjunct Mercury at 4 degrees of Taurus. The North Node represents where we need to go in order to reach our highest destiny, in order to receive your graduation diploma from Earth School. So your North Node right now in the sky, the North Node is conjunct Mercury, the planet of thoughts and ideas and communication, the messenger. So I feel this as that our thoughts and words are extra powerful at this time, especially those that draw us towards our highest destiny. So when you speak about your highest self and you speak about the affirmations that you have for the future, they're just amplified, especially the ones that your inner self is channeling to you to help you move into your highest destiny. So saying things like, I can do anything, like, if you're able to embody that into your life right now with Mercury conjunct the North Node, it's like you're getting that extra boost. Like, yes, you can do anything. Let me prove it to you. Let me show you, says your spirit guides. And then we also have Pluto, who just walked into Aquarius, is squaring the North and South nodes for some time. So the North and South nodes of the moon are always 180 degrees apart. They're almost done in Taurus and Scorpio. They move retrograde, so the North and South nodes are going back into Aries and Libra sometime soon. I don't really like looking ahead in astrology. I usually just look at like what's going on today, so I talk about it. But the nodes are moving back into Aries and Libra soon. However, Pluto just entered Aquarius. So Pluto right now is at 0 of Aquarius. The nodes are at 4 degrees. So they'll be moving backwards 3, 2, 1 as Pluto moves forward 1. He's only moving to 1 degree before he goes backwards. So this square between Pluto the destroyer and the nodes of fate, where we need to go and what we need to let go of, It's going to be getting stronger and stronger. And from my understanding, I didn't do the exact research before this talk, but it feels like it's most of the year that this energy is going on. So it's going to be some time. And this is why I stopped myself earlier when I was saying that like the destruction is over with the 16-degree tower moment full moons, because this Pluto squaring the nodes feels to me like welcoming that clearing energy, because Pluto is ready to destroy what is not in alignment with our highest good. Working with the nodes. Pluto the destroyer working with our highest good, the nodes. So then I reflected for a moment. Like, okay, we're done with the 7 full moons at 16 degrees. To me, that felt like the tower moment on our emotions, the moon, our emotions, what we think we need to feel safe and secure. I feel like these last 7 months have been that falling away of like that false sense of security that we think we need, and coming into knowing what we really need. So like, just a quick example that came to mind, something that I thought I needed for a long time was like secure financial stability. I kept striving for a certain number. And just from life experience and doing the thing, I'm coming into understanding more that what I really need is community and support. I don't need the dollar signs. I need the people and the collaboration and the community. So that type of feel with the full moons that is now in the past. With Pluto squaring the nodes, Pluto is in Aquarius and the nodes are in Taurus. These are fixed energies. So there are 3 qualities of the signs. We have the cardinal signs, which are the start of the season, that are the spark of energy that get us moving in a direction. Then we have the fixed signs, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Leo. But those are the ones that sustain the season. So they're really good at knowing what they need to do and just doing it steadily. And then the mutable signs are at the end of the season, and they're the ones that are ready to switch it around. So the fixed energy, we have this square, this disharmonious tension in the fixed signs. So the signs that want to just stay and do what they've been doing because it works. Like, why are you trying to make me change? I've been doing a good job. Like, I don't think I need to change. But this is all for our highest and greatest good, especially with the North Node there, Pluto. Once Pluto destroys what no longer serves us, he strongly empowers what is left, and he gives so much oomph to what's there. So I'm feeling this Pluto square the nodes as removing what's keeping us stuck. Oh, it's just saying that like sat so heavy. I'm a Taurus sun with an Aquarius rising, so I love being stuck. I love getting like in my little groove and you just stay there. But there is so much freedom in like, all right, oil up the wheels. It's time to move forward, and you can take with you what's working. You know, you don't have to leave it all behind. You can take with you what you've built, but let's keep going to see what else is there. I'm feeling these energies, Pluto square the North nodes, in like, it's an air sign, Aquarius, and earth things, Taurus. So your physical reality, earth, and your ideas, air. So letting yourself move forward or move out of jobs that no longer serve you, relationships that no longer serve you, friendships that no longer serve you, families that no longer serve you, moving out of self-limiting beliefs that no longer serve you. You know, something as silly as like, I don't do yoga in public. Allowing yourself to just like let that idea go. I've been fixed in that idea because of XYZ reason. Just gonna let it go. It doesn't mean you need to like excitedly jump in and sign up for 1 million classes tomorrow, but at least, you know, having that awareness available to change your thought patterns. All of these changes can and will come easily if you're open to the experience. If you have this trust in the universe. Like, all right, you got my back. You might make it difficult, you know, like letting go of a long-term relationship is difficult. But if you allow that experience to help you expand and move into your greatest and highest good, it'll be more easy. These changes, they're happening. They're happening. We can't stop it. The wheels are always turning. The planets are always moving. Like, it's going to come. It makes it more difficult when you're attached to everything. So that Zen Buddhist idea of detachment that I don't necessarily practice, but you know what I'm saying? If you're attached and identified to, I am a dental hygienist. Like, I have to be this role in this life. And if I'm not this, I don't know what I am. That just came to mind. Or like, I am a mother. And when my children move out of my house, I don't know who I am anymore. Detached from that. It's okay to just be your soul and be who you are and allow the universe to let you ascend into the greatest version of yourself. Let it go. Let it go. Wow. So how was that for you guys? What came to mind? Bonnie, no hard feelings. It just came up. It just came to mind. Jeannie says, if my North Node is in Aries, that will affect me more. Will that affect me more with this transit? So, Jeannie, what this means is that you are going to go through probably your second North Node return? No, can't be. More than that. The nodes of the moon take 18 years to go around. So yeah, not second. I don't know how many, but the nodes of the moon take 18 years to go from where they were when you were born all the way back around to where they are again. So you will be having a North Node return sometime in the next year and a half is what it seems like. I don't know the exact degrees. But it's just another like reaffirming time of what it is you need to do, like what it is. Like, it might seem like a fork in the road, like a clear fork in the road, and you might get some clarity on, well, I know that this is where I want to go, but this is what will actually help me ascend and be better and be the version that I want to be. That's what the North Node return feels like. I can let you know in a couple months after my husband goes through his. I'll let you guys know how that goes. I can't remember when I was 18, you know, I had my head up my butt at that time in my life, so it's hard to reflect when that happened for me the last time, but yeah, I know that it's a big monumental moment. Mm-hmm. Alexandra, my moon is in Aries. I'm a Sag rising and a Leo sun. Miss Fire, Fire, Fire. Allison, this all feels so reflective of my life and reassuring that everything is happening for me, not to me. That was one of the best lessons I've ever learned. It made everything so much easier. Alexandra, I just figured this out and have no idea what that means for me. Fire is all about passion and creation and doing, just the motivation, the urge. Fire, fire, fire. So what you talked about, sun, moon, rising, those are your big three. When you enter into the world of astrology, it's a way of just getting a feel for who the person is. You are fire, fire, fire. That's a good way to describe you. It's just, here you are, in your face, in your own way. Other people, like I'm a Taurus, Libra, Aquarius, so I am earth, air, air. So I'm like a grounded, in my head all the time kind of person. Nick, letting the energy flow, trying not to be attached so much and be more open and open-minded. Yes. It's easier said than done. It's all a practice, And with having Saturn in Pisces now, we have Saturn in Pisces until it's about 2 years, 2.5 years. But we have some time. Saturn brings structure to Pisces, our spiritual practice. This is a wonderful time to just get clear, set some limits on yourself about how often you want to be in your spiritual practice. Get some, like, it's kind of like reining your energy in. Not in a controlling way, you know, that can be, it's negative, it's the shadow side of Saturn, But the highest expression of Saturn is like getting your shit together in the spiritual sense, in your Pisces sense, like dedicating 5, 10, an hour a day, like depending on what feels right for you, but just dedicating something to your spiritual practice every day. That feels like what we're all coming into. Patricia, my Chiron is in Aries. Wounded healer in the sense of self. There might be some, this lifetime for you is about learning who you are. Alexandra says I'm a very fiery person. I don't doubt that. But remember that there are lots of other planets, lots of other asteroids and outer planets, and like there's a whole bunch of stuff. I still even feel like a baby in the astrology world. So there's a lot that goes into your birth chart. Like, look at all the stars that are in the sky right now. All of those were somewhere when you were born. All of those were talking to each other in the sky at the moment of your birth. There's a lot more to who you are than just your big three. So, I don't even know what we're asking about today. I just talked about so much stuff. But I do have 2 decks with me today. It looks like we'll have time to get to both. What do we want to ask? Who are we asking? Just our guides. Let's just ask our guides what we need to know right now for our highest good. What messages will help us walk down our highest path, especially with this Pluto North Node stuff. It's going to be going on for some time. So we're literally going to ask our guides, the Ask Your Guides deck, about just what we need to know in order to continue down our highest spiritual path. Kathy, Saturn in Pisces for people with the sun in Pisces just means that at some point today, at some point throughout Saturn's transit through Pisces, so within the next couple of years, he will pass over where your sun was when you were born. So that can bring some structure to how you shine your light into the world. That feels like it's enough. I feel like that meant something for you. Thank you for your donation, Melissa. It's very much appreciated. We're asking for 3 messages from our highest guides regarding how to walk our highest path at this time. Elisa, I fell away from my spiritual practice for the past couple of months, but have felt the strong sense that I need to lean back in. Sounds like the timing is intentional, always. Throwback Thursday, Bonnie. This was like my go-to deck for a very long time. You're welcome, Kathy. Chiron and Pisces, 4th house. 4th house, family of origin, wounded, healer, spiritual bringer to your family. When I do these guided or these group readings, they are group readings. The whole reading is for you. If one of these cards speaks to your intuition in one way or another, it's just a stronger message. So I'll show you the cards. If you feel something, great. If not, great. Here's the back of card number 1. Here's the back of card number 2. Here's the back of card number 3. Let us know in the chat if any of those cards were special, or if you felt any weird tingles in your body, or if you got a ringing in your ears, or if you just know a number. And I'll show them one more time, just to validate and verify. Here's the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. And I just noticed. So I showed you guys on Monday, I made that crystal tree when I was on my retreat, and I put it up there. I I wasn't even thinking. I didn't even know if you could see it when we were on Insight Timer, but today it looks like you can. Let's see who's working with what. We have Diane working with 2, Christy 2, Kirby, I felt 1 in my chest. Kelly 1, Jessica full body goosebumps on 1, Vicky 2, Sarah 1 and 3, especially 3, Nick 1 definitely, Alexandra I felt like they all gave me a vibe, lovely, Jenna 3, Melissa 1, Kathy 1, Sarah knows Alexandra, love it, hello hello, and they do Alexandra. Oh, yes. Farrah is working with 3. Elisa is working with 2 and 3. Again, this whole reading is for everyone here. But sometimes it's like a highlighter. It's like the guides might like highlight a sentence in the story. And if that's one of these cards, it's one of these cards. I'm playing with this light. It's dark in my room, so I like to have a light on my face so I don't look creepy. But then it like puts a, what's it called? A glare on the card. So card number 1 today, guys, comes from, we're in Aries season. Remember, we're in Aries season. Card number 1 comes from our warrior guides, and the message is bravado. I love this card. Hi, Charlotte. Just got here. I'll choose 2 just because. Well, here's card number 1. The keywords for this card are rebellion, liberation, courage, resistance. Does everything inside you rebel against authority, making you want to scream, "You can't control me"? If so, it's true. No one can control you unless you agree to it. The fact that you don't allow others to control you anymore is a sign of progress. It means that you are moving away from a world of dependency and are claiming your personal authority as a self-directed, conscious soul ready to take responsibility for yourself. I have full body tingles reading this. Challenging the authority figures in your life is a necessary step in your growth. However, you must realize that not everyone or everything in your path is necessarily working against you. Ask your warrior guides for the courage to challenge what oppresses you and for the wisdom to know when to respect authority. Your warrior guide's message: stand up for what's important to you and ask for it. However, don't fight for its own sake. Respect the leadership and rights of others as well. Kelly loves it, Nick loves it, Melissa, just what I needed, some Aries fire and warrior energy. I've been working with this, thank you, Spirit. Sarah feels this card strongly, specifically in my work life. I've said this in many different places. I don't know if it was here, my podcast, somewhere, but like I feel so strongly that when the nodes of the moon, when the North Node moves into Aries, if you employ people, maybe prepare yourself to be short-staffed. If you are employed by someone, I just feel this like mass, like we've been going through the mass resignation, whatever you want to call that. When the world shut down, everyone decided to go work at home. But I feel a lot of independence, Aries North Node, independence, needing to do it your way, needing to do it yourself, working for yourself, making your own rules, making your own money, governing yourself, deciding what is best for you, not listening to what a body of people tell you to do with your life. Rebellion, liberation, courage, and resistance. Now this card also reminds us not to do like the immature way of rebellion. You don't need to aggressively or you don't need to aggressively like bitch out your boss or anything. This is a very respected, respectful way of claiming what you need, taking what you need, humbly doing so. Not throwing a temper tantrum. This is not a temper tantrum card. This is a building a fire within yourself sitting with that fire and understanding that fire before you act with the fire. Nick says, so spot on. Kirby, wow, so much power in this, almost dangerous. Alexandra said, this is a work-life card for me as well. Yes, 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 yes. I love the vibrato card. It was a Freudian slip. If anyone heard it, I said vibrato, not bravado. I've been meaning to get back into playing music. Sarah, sadly, I have to miss out on the rest of the readings because I happen to be at work, but grateful I received this message. Thank you, Jackie. You're welcome. Search my name on YouTube because all of the replays are there so you can finish the reading at 40 minutes. Carrie, I need this. This is where I lack. Melissa, so perfect. Wow. Kelly claimed what I need by leaving an abusive relationship. Exactly. That is the exact thing. That is the exact message of that card. Liberation, freedom, independence, Aries warrior. By Sarah. Card number 2. So that was card number 41. I don't know if I said it. I like numbers. I don't know if numbers speak to you guys. However, this next card, which did not fall out back to back, this is card number 42. Card number 2 is 42. A message from the inner child of intuition. The keywords for this card are instinct, invention, trust, and impulses. The door to your inner child is opening, and as they walk through, bringing you the gift of intuition. You may not be entirely comfortable with this newfound source of insight and may not know exactly what to do with it. However, don't toss it aside or try to analyze it to death. Instead, accept this gift and play with it. Apply your intuition to non-threatening situations and learn how it works. Don't try to control it because you can't. It's exciting and powerful and is to be respected and followed, not tamed. Trust your inner child's willingness to share its magic so that you may benefit. The message for you is, trust me. I love that this card comes from your inner child. I love that the intuition card comes from your inner child because, my goodness, if kids are not the most intuitive little beings on this earth, reconnecting with your inner child and remembering, here comes Aries energy again, that childlike wonder. When you do feel that gut reaction, that like, ooh, this is for me, that's your intuition, your inner child saying, this is exciting you because it's something for you. It's intriguing because it's for you. It's when your adult mind gets in the way and questions everything. It's when your ego that tries to keep you safe verifies all the information. Ooh, well, are you sure? Are you sure you should be walking up that staircase right now? I don't know. It looks dangerous. You might fall off the top. Poppycock. Trust your intuition. And the book brings up something about using your intuition in non-threatening situations to get a feel for how it works. You can play little games with yourself. At the retreat, Helen, you guys know Helen very well. She's here all the time. She led a psychic workshop, and it was a very simple workshop, yet very powerful. And it's just the sitting with your intuition that's where the magic lies. But essentially, what we did was listened to our intuition to take a stab at what images she had drawn on pieces of paper. That was the bulk of the workshop. And it was like, obviously it was the messages that came in between that affirmed all of it, but like, it was so interesting to just work with our own intuitions and see how powerful all of us were. By the last exercise, every single person got it right. So it's just one of those things. It's not a coincidence. Everyone is intuitive. But yeah, play little games with yourself. You can draw a triangle, a square, and a circle on pieces of paper, put them upside down, and then like give yourself some time, like take a guess, like hover your hand over one of them and then just Close your eyes, tune into your guides, ask your guides to send you a message. Okay, I'm seeing a circle. Lift it up. Oops, that one was a square. Okay, shuffle them again. Do it again. Just play games. Bonnie says Akashic Records time. You love there. That's like your favorite vacation spot. Diane, this resonates with me so much. Trust me, says your intuition. Nick felt this one in my belly. Perfect. That's your gut reaction, your gut mind. Elisa, for me, this is saying stop questioning your intuition. Yes, always. Always the message. Bye, Kirby. I'll catch you on Embody Astrology soon. All right, and then our third card is card number 26. Comes from our creativity guide, and the message is invention. The keywords for this card are adaptation, adjustment, transformation, challenge. Sometimes life gives you lemons, but not to worry. Your creativity guides are on hand, helping you transform your circumstances you've inherited. Oh, whoa. I forgot how to read for a second. Your creativity guides are on hand, helping you transform your lemons into lemonade. No matter who you are or what circumstances you've inherited, life is always a blend of both the positive and the negative. Your creativity guides urge you to be grateful for the pulses of your life and to be creative with the negatives. The pluses of your life. I can't read. Yes, Farah, this is card number 3. Your creativity guides urge you to be grateful for the pluses of your life and to be creative with the negatives. They'll help you use your inventiveness to transform any adverse situation into one for the better. So rather than dwell on your lousy childhood, true though it may have been, appreciate the courage it developed in you and use it to change the unsupportive past into a self-reliant present. Rather than endure an unfulfilling job, be resourceful and start the business you've dreamed of for years. This is not to deny the pain of your life, but to use it as an incentive to move to higher ground. Allow your creativity guides to serve you. They're not afraid of the lemons you encounter in life. Gather their juice as fuel to invent much better circumstances, and ask them for inspiration and ideas. They have plenty to share. Their message: when you get lemons, make lemonade. So, Charlotte, you said maybe I should have chosen 3. However, you chose card number 2, which was the card of intuition, reminding you not to question your intuition. Are you questioning your intuition right now? I love it, but maybe it is our intuition. I'll recap the whole thing. But yes, this is literally transmutation. This is the card of transmutation. This is the card of turning your pain into something beautiful. The card itself shows canvas painting. What do most artists do? They take their pain and they turn it into art. Most of the most beautiful songs that we all know come from a place of pain, and then they turn it into a beautiful piece of music for everyone to enjoy. This healing work, all these moments of these pieces of advice that I channel or that I have or whatever, like I didn't grow up in butterflies and rainbows, but instead of attaching to those past circumstances and identifying with the way that I grew up, I used that as a platform to say, okay, that's bottom. I want to go this way. I'm going to take the resilience that I learned from doing XYZ as a child, and I'm going to go this way with it. I'm going to invent the life that I desire. Farah, wow, this is perfect for me today and my week. I've been feeling so down and depressed, and this is beautiful. Transmutation. It is not serving you to be afraid of your darkness. If you're afraid of all that stuff, and no, we don't look at that. No, we don't talk about that. I don't want to revisit that. That makes it bigger than it really is. But when you look at it and you're like, man, that pretty messed up thing happened to me. Okay, it happened. It sucked. Maybe take some time to process the emotions that you couldn't process at that time, but using that literally as a platform to then step up from. These cards are great. Which deck are they from? This is from Ask Your Guides. Love this, Alexandra. This is me moving into my new position, transformation. Kathy, now that I've listened to all, I was correct in choosing card 1. For me personally, when life gives me lemons, I cut them up and put them into gin. I love it. Trish, I love your insights about how to change your perception. Oh, thanks, Trish. It has helped me in lots of ways, and now what can I do other than try to help others learn the same? Alexandra, these cards all resonated with me, so I was right. They were all for me in different ways and aspects of my life. 2 for work, 1 for relationships, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, the whole reading is always for all of us. And I have one more card coming from a different deck to wrap it all up. Thank you very much, Charlotte, for your donation. Very much appreciated. Patricia, thank you. Elisa, yes, invent the life you want. We all go through challenging life situations, but we each have the choice of how we respond and move through those. Yep. Yeah, how many influential people do you see playing the victim? Like, I want you to think of like a powerful person in your life or on the world stage or whatever character we want to think of. But how many people who you admire are in victim mentality? Actually, nowadays, that does seem like it's more celebrated, now that I'm thinking about it. But, I mean, most of the people that I look up to, most of the people that I admire, you guys know about Aunt Jeannie. I talk about her all the time. I'm going to go see her tomorrow. That's why I'm here on a Thursday this week. But Aunt Jeannie has had AIDS for 30 years. She doesn't dwell on it. She doesn't say, woe is me, I'm going to die. No, like, she accepts what she did to put her in her life situation. She understands that this is a lifetime of learning and growing and giving back. And she's been living with AIDS and for 30 years, more than that. So it's all about how you view your situation. Hi, Kay. Made it just at the right moment. We're going to wrap it up with a culminating card. Cecilia just jumped on. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you, lovely. All right. So this is the first time I'm bringing this deck to Insight Timer. Aries season, got to do things for the first time. And Libra full moon. I'd like to share this with you in our relationship. I'm not familiar with this deck, honestly. I've pulled from it like 2 times ever, but it is the Sacred Medicine Oracle. So we are going to ask for a culminating card from our highest guides that will wrap up the whole reading that we all just took part in. So feel free to send your energy into this deck as I shuffle for one final card for each of us. If you've been enjoying today's reading, if you would like to offer an energy exchange in the form of a donation, they're always appreciated. If you'd like to support me in other ways, you can follow my Insight Timer page. You can follow me on YouTube. Just search my name on YouTube. I'm there. My link tree is in my Insight Timer bio if you want to look at all the other million things that I'm always doing with my time. I got a lot going on, and I'd love for you guys to just hang out with me and pay attention to what I'm doing because I do a lot to help you guys. And this card came very quickly, so I feel it's very strong. So we just asked for a culminating card to wrap up the reading. We are presented with card number 11, Roots. When we search outside of ourselves for belonging, connection, or attachment, we can forget the vast network of power available to us right below our feet. This power has always extended from our ancestors to the earth. Nothing is ever lost. The wisdom is pulsing right through our souls. There is potent medicine for you that lives in your blood and bones, waiting to be uncovered. There are many unseen treasures ready to be unblocked as you return to the power of your familial and cultural ties. Within your lineage and bloodline, there is profound beauty, radiance, and inherent knowledge. This is a time of discovery for you. Are there parts of your ancestry that you are ignoring because they don't feel magical or mysterious? Do you feel grief around the fact that you don't know much about your heritage? Maybe you have accepted the idea that only certain cultures carry the medicine that you need. This card is here to hold up a mirror to the potential of all that lies within you. Your roots matter, and a journey of continued self-discovery awaits. So I'm not making this up. I told you guys that before this session, I was sitting in meditation for about 10 minutes, and I was listening to the music that's playing now. And you know what was going through my head? Man, I really love this shamanic stuff because I live in America, so I honor the Native American ways. And I was like, what did Polish people used to do? What did the Bohemians used to do? I have so much Eastern European. I'm all Eastern European, but it's not like the fun one. It's not the Celtic. It's not Nordic. And I was like, well, how do I honor my Polish roots, my ancestry? Oh my God. And that's I've literally never thought that before in my life. I've been following just like, oh, this one feels good. I'm going to follow this thing. And oh, this resonates with me. Maybe I had a past life there. Literally 1 hour ago, I was thinking, how do I honor my actual blood? And holy camoli. Wow. I also feel starting this card off is very much Libra full moon energy when we search outside of ourselves for belonging, connection, or attachment, right? When we look outside of ourselves to our relationships to make us feel whole. I started off this card thinking about the relationship that we can all have, that we do all have with Mother Earth. Taking your shoes off and putting your feet on the earth is like picking up the phone call and giving her a call, you know? Putting your hands on trees, sitting in the grass, feeling the sun on your skin, feeling the wind move through your hair, brushing your clothes against your skin. That is like sending a text message to Mother Earth and saying, hey, I've been thinking about you. How have you been? But my goodness, the cultural roots. Noticing that it is also card 11. It is, yeah, magical number. Elisa says, oh my stars. Jessica, holy moly. Farah, wow, with star eyes. Trish, thank you for sharing this insight with us. Alexandra, beautiful card. Farah, same. So how do we tie this all together? Because wowza. Wowza, wowza. Who else? What other roots are you guys here to dive into? We started the reading with bravado from the Warrior Guide, standing up for what it is that you believe in, standing up for what it is that your higher self wants you to have, and claiming it as your own. Not in an aggressive way, though. You can be assertive without being aggressive. All the while trusting your intuition from your inner child. If this means doing some inner child work to reconnect with that playfulness inside yourself, sometimes we just dim that inner child light because of traumas that we've been through. We feel like it's not safe to be ourselves, so we cut that light off. So maybe if you're having a hard time connecting with your intuition, maybe some inner child work, some shadow work is calling to you at this time. And whatever you do find there, transmute it. Turn those lemons into lemonade. No one has had a perfect life. 0 people have had a life free of trauma. Some people just make it look really good on the outside at pretending that they've never been through anything bad, and that's unfortunate for them. They don't want to confront it. They're denying themselves the wisdom, growth, and learning from past experiences. Nothing in this incarnation happens to us, it all happens for us. So all the hardship and trauma that you've been through is here for you to invent something more beautiful with that. How do you know what to do with all of this? Revisit your roots. No matter what culture you grew up with, no matter where your family ancestry comes from, we all come from Mother Earth. And in their own way, every single practice, like the Native American shamans, or the Chinese medicine, or the Celtic stuff, or the Nordic stuff, they all have their own way of honoring Mother Earth. So if it feels aligned for you to look into your personal heritage, to look at how they did their spiritual work, cool. If it's not for you right now, you can always turn back to Mother Earth. Talk to her. Man. Okay. I'm going to read some of these comments and wrap it up. Charlotte is sitting outside doing all those things. I love it. Kathy says, getting back to nature, enjoy the beauty and majesty. I grew up in the 90s. I was born in 91. So I grew up in that time where we were bridging from real life to internet life. So I've seen both sides. Short time in real life before the internet was in my face. But I'm so happy to be coming back to finding beauty in what is given to us from Mother Earth. We don't need this like elaborate movie with like flashes of lights and sounds all in your face for something to be beautiful. Watching the birds talk to each other outside is moving. And it's all right here for us. Life isn't meant to be this flashy in your face. It's like desensitized us from what has always been there. Carol is also a 91 kid. I love it. Cecilia, I started my veggie garden again. I love my hands in the dirt and being outside. Another Aries energy, do it yourself. Feed yourself, feed your community. Alexandra, the screams root chakra staying grounded 1000%. Cecilia, ground every day, dance and laugh. Yes. Alexandra, a crystal which resonates with this is carnelian if anyone is interested in getting rooted. Thank you. Carol has Egyptian heritage, coming across aggressions and colonizations perpetrated by ancestors. Wow, I'm not good with big words. That took me a second. Coming to terms of being both colonized and colonizer is hard. Yes, this just came up. I recorded a podcast episode with someone doesn't want me to say this. I recorded a podcast episode yesterday with an astrologer who I met in January, and oh my gosh, the wisdom that came out of this guy's mouth was amazing. But we got on the topic of diving into your past lives and knowing that not every time you go into a past life, you're going to find like, oh, I did all these magical things and I was such this beautiful person. Because yes, those were there. But there were also past lives where we were the slave master. We were the rapist. We were the murderer. We've done all of these bad things. It's inevitable. We've been everything, good, bad, beautiful, ugly. We've been it all. And here on Earth, we have this free will and we get to choose what we want to do with it. Time to go, Charlotte. Likewise. We've been everything, yes, and we still are everything. we still are everything. The deeper, I can speak personally, the deeper I've allowed myself to dig into the things I've done, the places I've been, and the thoughts I've had, the darker I see in myself, the same happens the other direction. Farah, yes, Spaniard and Italian heritage, so I feel that comment. Everyone's messed up. Everyone's done some nasty stuff in their past. Every culture has bad, every culture has good. Throw out the shame. Throw out the guilt. Accept. Own it. Just, it is. Lucy, starting up a business. That recipe comes from your great great grandmother from Sicily. 180-year-old recipe. Gotta be good. That's when they actually cared about cooking food. as a whole, as a society. You know what I mean? Toodaloo. I just posted classes right before I started this session for next week, so they should be up. But I'll be back on Monday and Friday next week. 8:15 Central Time. Lots of Venus stuff going on next week. Our Love, Beauty, Harmony planet. Thank you guys for being here today. Thank you for all the donations that came through. Thank you for following me. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you for subscribing to my newsletter, which is, I'm not an annoying person. I literally just send out emails when I have a new thing going on. And that's it. And I'll see you guys next week. Love to all. Namaste. Thank you guys for sharing your insights and everything with us today. I love the back and forth conversation that we have. That's what makes these sessions so beautiful, and I love being here with you guys. Take care.